everyone. So in this video today, I'm going to break down the 6 core factors that ultimately dictate this level of success of your outbound campaigns. And I feel that most founders and some sales execs do not actually pay enough attention and take these seriously enough. For context, so last year we've helped over 20 B2B businesses from SaaS to services to very hard B2B verticals where it's hard to sell to even investment banks. Generate anywhere between 10 to 30 plus leads per month through outbound email and LinkedIn. And I'll be honest, most founders think it's a copy problem or a tool problem, but 9 times out of 10 is because they ignore one or more of these 6 factors that I'm about to walk you through. So if you're serious about scaling your outbound campaigns with predictability, not luck, then grab a notepad. This is the foundation that you need. So let's dive in. So how to maximize your outbound campaign results, right? And or more, articulated, let's say when outbound works and when it doesn't. Because for some companies, outbound is going to be a very difficult exercise, let's face it, right? Sometimes they're hit and miss. Sometimes it can feel like a constant uphill battle. So we'll go over the 6 factors below that maximize your results and chances of getting these amazing results on a monthly basis for your company. And just to show you what happens when you actually hit those 6 factors, or actually even, you probably need only 3 or 4 out of 6. 6 is, the best case scenario. You can get results like this, right? So 30 calls, even for deal sourcing, even 60 leads in 60 days. And we got a bunch of other case studies on our website as well. So the 6 factors is your offer, your TAM, your market sophistication, the persona who you're selling to, your product, and some of the tailwinds or let's say trends in the market that help you sell. So let's go over these one by one. So offer, why is it everything? And I'll tell you from experience that a weak offer is gonna get your messages ignored, right? And a strong offer can even land calls even with poor infrastructure or even a very low sending volume, right? Even if the copy is horrible, but the offer is great, you will see responses appear and you will book calls. So what makes a strong offer? You need to define a specific outcome. The offer needs to be a low friction and you gotta deliver obvious value, sometimes even in the email itself before a person even goes on a call, right? So below we've got examples of some bad email offers. Now, almost all the time, the offer here is tied to the CTA in the email or in your message if it's LinkedIn. So some of the bad examples can be as follows, right? The strategy call, let me know if you want to hop on the call and I can tell more about services. Just bad, very vague, no value. It's all about you. Doesn't explain what they'll get from it. You got mini case studies, you got benchmark report, you got a pilot. What else do we have here that's interesting, right? You can try our product if you want. We have a free trial. It's just about nothing, just very vague. And believe me, I have seen some of these pop up in my inbox as well. We work with a lot of companies like yours, and I can sing you something if you're interested. This is very bad because it's not specific, lacks credibility or hook, passive, forgettable, and so on and so forth. I'll leave a link to this resource below the video so you can go ahead and have a look at this yourself, right? Like I said, offers are often tied to the CTA in your outreach and could be configured as per Alex Hormozi's formula below. Probably a lot of you have already heard about this formula. It's essentially you're presenting the dream outcome, the perceived likelihood of achieving that outcome, the time delay, and the effort and sacrifice required to achieve that outcome, right? And below we have, I would say, 10 good examples of offer ideas that you can insert in your outreach. Obviously, tweak this to some extent. Number 1, if it's a free strategy call, happy to walk you through a quick audit of your current process or tool stack and suggest 2 or 3 easy wins we've used with similar teams, right? So it's already providing you with some sort of value. Custom mockup or prototype, if helpful, I can send over a quick mockup showing how your workflow would look with our solution in place. If you're selling a trial or pilot offer, we're offering a limited early access pilot to 5 companies, so you want to also build up some sort of exclusivity there. No cost, just feedback. Would you be open to that? Cost saving breakdown, I like this one as well. We've helped companies reduce line item cost by up to 40% per month. Happy to show the math for your case as well. So again, you're making it more unique for them, for their specific company, for their use case. And it goes on and on, right? So have a look at this. I don't have offer formulas here in this document, but something I'm planning to do in the future. So this is just like a breakdown. Number two, you need to pay attention to your TAM. So total addressable market. Is your TAM small or is your TAM big? Because a large TAM gives you more room to iterate your copy and angles. You get faster feedback loops. You got consistent lead flow, consistent meetings. 30 plus per month is more than possible, right? Rule of thumb, a large TAM is anywhere between 20 to 30,000 plus companies. A small TAM is anywhere under 10,000 companies, right? Here are some examples of some large TAMs, right? So VC funded SaaS startups with 2+ million ARR, real estate brokerages with 10 or more agents, you got healthcare clinics with 3 or more locations, franchise restaurants with 5+ units, right? You got a bunch of those, logistics companies, property management companies. And again, you want to define these as if you were defining your ICP as well. Remember that from another video we've just recently done. Examples of small TAMs could be something like selling to private ski resorts in North America, right? Just a couple of hundred of those. You'll be out of leads in no time, right? Family-owned breweries with in-house canning lines, right? Fortune 500 legal departments, a very small market, right? Going after indie video game studios with 10 full-time employees, selling to private libraries with digital lending programs, right? Also a very small market. Again, to just reemphasize, 20 to 30 plus thousand companies is a good size market. Anything under less than 10,000, you're gonna have issues with that. If you haven't checked out this video, go ahead and check this out. This is on our channel. It's how to understand your TAM, which just goes deeper into the workings and how we actually do the TAM sizing for every one of our clients. Number three is market sophistication. Your copy has to mature with the market and match with it as well. So if you haven't heard about Eugene Schwartz, I suggest you also read his book. It's called Breakthrough Advertising. And he goes over the 5 steps of market sophistication, which are outlined here. You got level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. 1 is basically the market is unaware of the problem and unaware of the solution. Number 2 is aware of the problem and is looking for a solution. Number 3 is problem and solution aware. You see some competition. Number 4 is a bloodbath. It's a sea of red of competitors trying to win that market share. And number 5 is the stage where you have to reinvent your product and offering and messaging completely, right? So you need to understand where you are along this spectrum, who are you competing against, to help you craft better copy, because it's going to matter a lot. It's going to matter if your copy is going to be speaking about the outcome or the unique mechanism or the problem, or you need to hit some sort of a completely different angle, right? So that's kind of, in summary, why the market sophistication really matters when you write your copy. Number 4 is persona. Who actually feels the pain? What are the job titles? But not only that, what are their motivations? What are the adjacent titles? What are the other stakeholders and other ICPs and personas that matter for you and care about your product and service. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. One on the map there: fears, aspirations, challenges, and desired states. So where do they want to be in order to create better copy? Right? We discussed this in our recent ICP, 15-minute ICP workflow video as well. You want to understand who you're targeting to some decision makers, product champions, or end users if you're selling something into larger organizations where you're going to have multiple stakeholders as well. You want to understand what keeps them up at night. What's the 3 a.m. problem related to the pain point that your product or service solves, right? You can do a pain-driven copy. You can do outcome-driven copy, but narrowing your persona really increases your chances of increasing increases your chances of reply rates. Sorry. And the better you're able to articulate their pain points and bring that over into copy, the more resonance you will have. Number 5 is as funny as it sounds, it's your product, and not all products, let's say, or services are created equal. So the question you have to ask yourself is, isn't a product a vitamin or a painkiller, right? Is it something novel or something that's, marginally better than something on the market and is just a substitute for companies, right? Is my space saturated? Are you selling something like an ERP or a CRM or for that matter, some sort of a marketing automation tool to companies that into titles that already use something and are happy with it? Are you displacing something, or are you creating a new category? Are you solving a novel problem? If you're solving a novel problem, often it can be a problem that the market is looking for a solution to solve that problem. In that case, you can have the market actually pull your product or offer much easier. But again, that's for you to decide and for you to evaluate. What are the switching costs? If you're selling something that's very high ticket, something very complex that has implementation costs and training costs, people will think twice, maybe 3 times before hopping on a call. I'd be happy with their current solution. They think right away about switching costs. I have to pay to probably cancel our current subscriptions, like current providers and vendors. I need to pay for a new implementation. I need to spend time and money for educating and bringing everybody on board. So you need to evaluate everything, and that obviously will make your sales cycle much more difficult and much longer. What's your price point? That will definitely determine the length of your sales cycle. If it's under 5,000, then you can expect a very short sales cycle. 5 to 10, it can be a medium sometimes, 2 to 3 months. If it's 50 and above, that's considerably more, right? $30,000, $40,000 product. I'm not saying that, sales like that and sales cycles like that are much longer and can be shorter. Yes, there are instances where they can be short if there's a burning need, but typically it may be taking, 4, 5, 6, 9 months to close a deal that's 50K over. So just have to consider that. Last but not least are some tailwinds. So tailwinds are actually the market trends that are helping bring your product or service category into the market. For example, it can be new regulations, it can be remote work, it can be economic shifts, it can be AI and automation waves like we're seeing right now. It can be data privacy laws, high demand for some sort of specific tech like AR in construction to help with surveying and reduce surveying time by 70%, with the whole industry is shifting to that. AI automation, AI agents, obviously all businesses are thinking about automating their processes to save time, to save money, and get better output. So if you're selling something like that, it might be a greater pool. However, the market is very saturated with companies in the space. So just be wary of that. So just to recap, the 6 factors are offer, your TAM, your market sophistication, your persona, who you're selling the product to, your product, which includes pricing, among other factors, and any tailwinds. Now, you don't need all these 6 factors to be fully align for you to be successful. I mean, 6 factors is like the holy grail. If you have all these 6, your campaigns will just be, generating 1 or 2 or 3 calls on a daily basis, something we've seen happen in the past as well. But 3 or 4 out of these, and you should be able to see some really decent results. Let me know in the comments what you think. You got a link to this resource below this video. You can connect with me on LinkedIn and check out my channel for the videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.